Have you ever thought about opening your own business? Well, let me tell you that Central Missouri Community Action subsidiary, Community Micro Business LLC, has available a microenterprise program to help you on those steps that you need to take to start your own business. We have two parts of this program. The first one is Operation Jumpstart First Step. This class will help you learn and take your dream into a feasibility study so that you will know, number one, whether or not your business is a good idea and a good fit, and number two, whether you are prepared and ready to start your own business. The second piece to this program is a lending program. We have available a loan pool for individuals who meet certain income criteria to help them get their business started. You don't necessarily need stellar credit, absolute credit for this program. What we do is help you with this program to really build your credit, improve your credit, so that when you're ready to expand, you can go on to your local bank and get a business loan as you continue to grow your program. We also offer something a little bit unique as well, and that's one-on-one consultations. Our one-on-one work with you will help you in terms of when you come up to a place and maybe just need someone to brainstorm with to get past maybe something that you see is a challenge to you right now as you start your new business. You know that if every micro business in the United States, if 1 out of every 3 just hired one person, the United States would be at full employment. So micro business, small business development, and really the information and the ability for you to start your own business is key not only to your personal growth by building your own asset, but key to our community and our country at large, because we are putting people to work with this program.
Hi, my name is Terry Roberts and I am the Asset Development Coordinator for CMCA. I've been with CMCA for a little over 16 years now, and the last 7 of those years I've been working in the financial education and asset development programs. And I can tell you that those have been the most rewarding 7 years of my whole career. These are programs that truly make a difference in people's lives. These are the programs that will be able to move people out of poverty and help them to become self-sufficient business owners. Part of the microenterprise program is the education piece, and that is the Operation Jumpstart classes. We hold those on a quarterly basis. It's a 6-week course, and during that 6 weeks, it gives a client an opportunity to take a business idea and test it on paper first, before they throw a bunch of money and time and blood, sweat, and tears at it, only to realize it's not a feasible plan. During the 6 weeks, they will write a feasibility plan on their business idea. In that way, they test that idea to decide, is it a go, is it a no-go? Maybe it's a go, but with some changes. We have 25 graduates from our Operation Jumpstart classes, 5 new businesses, and 3 new microloans. One of our new businesses is King's Kids, a before and after school daycare that was started in September of 2013, and they will be celebrating their 1-year anniversary this week. King's Kids started with us in Operation Jumpstart classes, then received a microloan, opened their doors last September, and within 6 months went into the black with their business. Erica Fagala is the owner-operator there, and she continues to participate in the microenterprise program. I continue to work with her. We have also opened D-Life Fitness just recently. They opened their doors in June of 2013. That is a fitness gym owned and operated by Willie D. Hall, who is a personal trainer. Willie already has 79 clients in his business and is already expanding his space because he's outgrown the space in a matter of 2 or 3 months' time. Both of these businesses are thriving, and both of them got their foundation and their start and their support through CMCA's microenterprise program.
I'm Erica, and I am the owner of King's Kids Child Care Facility. It serves ages 5 to 12. It's a before and after school program, but on the days that the schools are closed, like Columbia Public Schools have the teacher work days, and some of the holidays we're open all day and provide that all day care to the children there. Later in 2004, I became pregnant with my first son, and so after facing how expensive it is, I was like, okay, a high school diploma is not going to get it. So I just was like, well, how am I going to go back to school, work full time, support my son, still find time to spend with him? And so I actually enrolled him in the center that I was working at. And at that time, you really don't realize how important your child's development is, or a child's development is, until you have your own. And then with my son, with me going to school, you realize how much time they spend in a child care setting. Most of the time it's more time than they'll spend in their own homes in a day. And then, you know, with their development, like, these are the most vital years in their life. So it became much more of a passion for me to provide that quality care. So I went back to school, and it was a long, long, long road. I finally finished in 2011, July of 2011. While working in these centers, I was like, well, okay, I want to do that. I want to provide affordable, quality care for children. And the question came up of, how am I going to do that? I was a single mom, full-time employment. It was kind of like paycheck to paycheck living. So it was like, how am I going to set aside money to save to start my own business? You know, and then somebody was like, well, why don't you go take out a loan? Okay, well, my credit is not that great. You know, you have the student loans and all that stuff. So I was working as an administrative assistant at a nonprofit center here in town, and one of the parents, who was an employee here at CMCA, we were just, you know, at the front desk chatting, and he said, well, what are you planning to do now that you graduated? And I explained to him that it was, you know, my dream to open my own center. And he was like, well, yeah, you should definitely do that. Like, I see the work you do here, and you know, you're really good. I think you would be really, really great at that. And so, you know, again, it's how. And I openly expressed that with him. And he said, well, we have a program where I work. And he gave me Terry's contact information. So I'm still kind of like, you know, maybe it'll come through, maybe it won't. Like, I'll give it a try. And so I called, and you know, like, you kind of set your expectations of other people based on where you are. So I didn't expect her to be as receptive and excited as she was. So she called, and she was like, yeah, you know, she was really motivated. So I'm like, okay, you know, I can do this. So she sent me the paperwork that same day, got there quickly. I registered for the class. And I kind of talked to her too about my schedule, and she kind of worked with me and stuff like that. And so I successfully made it through the class, and here we are a little over a year later. My year anniversary is next week, as I expressed earlier. And it's been a rough road. Terry's had much snot and tears on her shoulder, and after our calls, and, you know, I don't think I can do this, and she just kept pushing, and you can't even, you know, recently and up until now, it's still rough, but it's been well worth it. And even though I had this vision and this thought in my mind for years, and I would have thought I thought of everything, on the first day of class, I remember one of the first questions was, well, what is your exit plan? And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think about that. Like, so, I mean, just a lot of things that were presented that I didn't even think about. Terry provided me with a lot of resources. We did the feasibility plan together, and then she connected me with the University of Missouri Small Business Center, where I was able to connect with somebody to help me complete my business plan. Just lots of resources that I couldn't have come up with myself. And then going through the whole business plan, it makes your thoughts even broader and just brings in more things that you don't even think about, but it makes you more prepared for what you're gonna face. We got all this prepared, worked hard on it, and went before the loan committee. I think you contacted me that evening. I want to say it was around right after 4 o'clock, and told me that my loan was approved, which was a big accomplishment, but, you know, still had more things to face. So it's been really good just having Terry there for that support.
It's taken a lot to get to this point, because things have been really easy for me. I left out of school not reading, not writing. So I didn't leave with a lot of confidence. So having a job for 10 years and just being able to hold an apartment just seemed like a big triumph for me. Everything that a normal person did is like, I think people take for granted that they have the basic skills and they could do a lot more with themselves, but they don't do it. And how I just pray just to be able to just do basic math. Well, when this was presented to me, I was really nervous about it, but I jumped on it, and it was probably one of the toughest things that I've ever done, but I'm so happy that I did, because when I left out of there, I felt like there was nothing that I couldn't do. I felt like I achieved something, and that that I wasn't stupid, that I could do things. A lot of people would have told me that there was no way that I could possibly do this. And so I'd like to think that I proved them wrong. So, na 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 na.
I'm Sabrina Lambrecht, and something that I'm a little different because I started a nonprofit organization called Como Cares in 2012. The circumstances behind that organization proved to be, came out of some good and bad decisions that I had made, and I was in my master's program in July, and I had decided that I needed to take a break. I was very frustrated that I wasn't able to find my passion. I was frustrated that I was paying so much money for a graduate degree that I was making a fake business for that wouldn't ultimately benefit me in the end. And so I got really frustrated and I quit. That was one of the worst months. There were several other things that happened to me that month, and one of the worst months of my life, but one of the greatest things that came out of that is, for some reason, there was a divine intervention, and I had a garage sale, and what was left of my kids' clothes, I thought, I don't want to give it to the Salvation Army. I want to be able to just donate this stuff, but how do you find the people to donate it to? How do you identify them? And so that's when I just decided to start Como Cares, and it's pretty much taken off since then. In the interim from my master's degree, I decided to take Operation Jumpstart class and just see what it would be like to start with a business plan and financials and different things like that. I had already made contacts in the community with some executive directors, but I wanted to get it all down in writing. And so Operation Jumpstart was really good for me because the only two classes I had left for my master's degree was accounting and finance. And so this class really jump-started me to not being so scared by accounting and finance. And once I did get into those classes, really, I had already had the foundation for what I needed when I went back in. So I am 8 weeks away from finishing my master's degree. And I'm very excited that I have found my passion and that this is going so successful so far. And Como Cares is a nonprofit organization that helps children 5 and under. We take donations from the community like toys, clothes, books, etc. And we clean them up, or we wash the clothes and we distribute them back out to the community. So we have served over 120 children so far. We plan to do a lot more. We actually have a resource center that will open early next year, and we have done 3 diaper drives since we've been open, and we hope to start a diaper bank here soon. So last year, even though a lot of things happened to me that were bad, something great came out of it, and I think that everything happens for a reason. And I think those series of events happened to me for a reason. So I don't work. I work 60 hours a week, but I don't work because I love what I do.
So if you have a business idea and you would like to pursue that idea or to have an opportunity to test that idea, give me a call. My number is 573-777-5276. I would love to work with you to make your dream a reality.